Told them that he touched the knee and they took the lift away from him. He still won the title, but I wonder whether we'd ever see that on a weightlifting stage today. So sit back and enjoy this second half, the decisive half of the competition, as we move to the two-phase clean and jerk, the clean and then the drive overhead for the jerk. And now Ivan Klim coming out to open up at 183 kilos, which is what he proposed, lying in a lowly 18th place at the halfway stage. I'll put this in perspective for you in a moment as he quickly checks the 30-second buzzer there going for him.
Oh, buries him in the receiving position, manages to stand. And holds the bar overhead. Not a great elbow lock, but there was no movement in the elbows, so that's absolutely fine.
Yeah, so just to rewind, earlier in the day, the B group, the man who did the most was a junior lifter, clean and jerk 203 kilos on his way to a total of 357, which is the leading weight in the clubhouse at this particular moment. And the name of the man, Elikan Ali Gulazida of Azerbaijan. That was a junior world record, which he took away from the Turkish lifter Tanazar, who actually set that with 202 kilos back in the Olympics of 2004 in Athens. So 357, the total to keep in mind at this moment as the overall leading total, 203 for the clean and jerk. And Poland on the stage now, 184.
Oh, goodness. Not only is that tough to stand with, really staggers. Wow, not to be. First attempt looked almost like a third attempt should.
Yeah, he's not having a good day at all. Krzysztof Sramiak really struggling now.
Just see here, staggers forward, nearly loses it at that moment. Drives, but not quite to arm's length. While he's not having a good day on the clean and jerk, is now a good time to mention for British interest that Jack Oliver competed yesterday in the D group, but he clean and jerked a 176, and that's a new British record. So congratulations to Jack, seeking and working hard to try and qualify for the Olympic Games in Rio next year. Let's wish him all the best for some progress over the next few months as he goes into the Europeans.
Yeah, realistically though, he's plying his trade in the toughest competition of all, and you know, we'd love to see him there, but on the other hand, I think it's odds against. But Jack is he's a very determined lad, and if it doesn't happen here, it might well be Tokyo 2020.
Well, I know he's going to go out there and do the best he can and work as hard as he can to put himself in the best position. But yes, he's down the rankings at the moment. I think he needs a top 15 finish or top 15 rank.
This is difficult, you know, because Sramiak, I think, has been put into this competition by the Polish team to try and earn some points for the men's squad, because it all relates to accumulating points, which ultimately, according to the regulations of the International Weightlifting Federation, determine how many lifters they can send to the Olympic Games. There's a maximum of 6 for each country, but this has not gone to plan. And at 31 years of age and lifting like this, I'm not sure what his future might be.
He's a lifter coming towards the end of his career, but hey, he's made an A group at one of the toughest world championships in history. That's a much better clean. He looks more in control, needs to keep pushing, and he does. Good recovery, 184 on the board.
Well, like the man who preceded him, he was in a very lowly position, 17th of the halfway stage. This will improve him, but it's not going to take him into the top 10, or it might just. Might it just take him in there to the top 10? 9th, in fact, he's gone up to now.
Good position underneath the bar. Shoulders, hips, directly under the bar. That's the only reason he was able to save the lift.
You know, and in terms of those Olympic qualifying points, it is all about the place in which you finish.
It absolutely is, and this group is so close. Just looking at the lifters that are due to be starting here in this A group, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lifters starting on 190, a couple on, well, one on 93, a couple on 95. It is so close.
And if you're wondering why we don't go into more detail about who might qualify or anything like that, well, I can tell you that the Director General of the International Federation, Attila Adamfi, has, said, basically you can't judge anything until the whole competition is completely done. So it's not that we don't want to, it's just incredibly complicated. And we'd be speculating and guessing, and obviously that's not something we want to do.
No, in an individual sport, you qualify for the Olympics as a team.
So Klim, 4 kilo increase.
Well, up 4 kilos, you see the arms quivering. I don't think he's got that. I don't think he held it under control for long enough. And that's a failed lift. Well, he looks desperately disappointed, and quite rightly so. He did all the hard work. That's going to have taken a lot of energy out of him. Nobody else wants this weight, so he will be following himself.
And you know what the interesting thing is, that the youngster Elikan Ali Gulezida, who set that new junior clean and jerk record, he put in an entry total of 355, and the Polish lifter, his entry total was Klim, from Belarus, 356. So he was that close to getting into the A group. And look at, Klim was going for what, 340 as a total there, and the youngsters got 357. So a huge gulf. And it sort of does suggest, doesn't it, that the youngster from Azerbaijan should have been in this A final.
It's so frustrating, especially as he broke a world record. I mean, that really is incredible. Junior world record of 203 on the clean and jerk. Should he have been in the A group? Yes, he probably should. However, the coaches post the totals at the verification, final entries.
I mean, it is one of these things, isn't it? All the coaches put in the entry totals at the final verification meeting, and then there's a group of people who sit down and they make a decision, and that decision actually is very much related to the numbers that you can actually put into a television final.
It's a shame, because they should almost base it on previous best results over the last, say, 12 months, and determine who is in the A group based on that.
Well, how many sports do you know where you go into a final where you haven't gone through, say, heats and quarters and semis, and to actually get into the final?
No. Did you say that Klim had posted a 255 as a total? 256. His best ever is only, sorry, 356. His best ever is only 342. This guy should have been in a B group, and we could then have seen the junior world record go. What a shame.
Well, we were discussing this, we brought in the 20 kilo rule, and I'm happy to say I had a share in actually trying to persuade them to introduce that. 15 kilos for women. In other words, you have to finish within 20 kilos of your entry total, and that was to stop that, what will happen before, which was, abuse, which was really rife in coaches just trying to get their lifters on stage in the television final. But you can see there are anomalies that still happen.
Oh, works hard. Does he have the legs left? No.
Well, he was going for 341. So still in 9th place overall. Ivan Klim in 12th place. And if you are just joining us, just to reiterate that sadly, Tigran Martirosyan of Armenia, 3 failures in the snatch at 163, and also Rejbai Rejapov of Turkmenistan also failed. 3 failed attempts at 154 and 155 in the snatch. So those 2 can only go for the clean and jerk. Now, next man on stage for Thailand here. This is Chattapum Chinawong, 14th place at the halfway stage, only bringing forward 155 kilos.
Oh, working hard. Was there movement in the elbows? I think he'll be okay. If it was only minor. Tremendous leg strength standing up out of the clean. Just watch here, watch how easy it is for him to stand. It's almost like there was nothing on the bar.
This is the man who missed out on a bronze medal in the London Olympic Games by just a kilo. Finished in 4th place, missed the kilo to the Cuban lifter Ivan Kambar. And now Victor Getz coming out here also to open up on 190. In slightly better shape, 3 good attempts. So this is for 4 out of 4 at 190.
Oh, just see how heavily built he is in the lower body, not much in the upper body. That's the way it should be. All of the muscle where it's needed in the quads and the glutes. Just uses that technical expertise. Really quick under the bar.
Just worth mentioning that this is a clean and jerk record which has stood for an awful long time. 210 kilos to a Russian, Oleg Perepechenov, who did that in the European Championships in Trenčín in the Slovak Republic back in 2001. And actually Oleg's national record for the clean and jerk is 212. So there's a target for someone. And just looking at Liu Zhao Yun, when he didn't get the snatch world record, he's going to open up on 200, but 200 to 210 or 211, which is what it would have to be, is quite a journey. Now Su Ying, now you were impressed with the recovery, weren't you? Su Ying, 166, having failed, sorry, 165, having failed at 163, puts himself in the competition at 5th place. So this is the man who has been on the medal podium in silver medal position at the past 2 World Championships, and he could be there again.
Oh, slow through the middle. No.
No.
Well, we say about being on the medal podium, I don't know. I think he's
no, I
he's
think,
lacking
actually, I didn't
today.
explain that very well, actually. He's really in that fight with Kim Kwang Song, who's twice been a silver medalist. And
I think
apologies for not making that
that's
clear.
right. I think he's. If you just watch here, he's not quite as quick as most of the lifters that we're going to see. Jerk was just forwards, but that is a costly miss.
Did 190 last year in the Junior Worlds, did 200 in the Nationals this year.
He's going to be following himself as well. 2 minutes to recover.
Yeah, this is a tough call, because he can't really do what he did in the first half of the competition. When he had that failure at 163, he actually put that away, came out at 165, and, you know, recovered really well. But he's only got 2 attempts left. So 190, got to take this again, and he needs it.
Well, you can see a very, very slow walk up onto the stage. The reason for that is he's using the time to recover. Doesn't want to waste any further energy. He's still going to be blowing after the previous attempt. 2 minutes is not very long to recover. Using the full amount of time. When he steps onto that platform, this is when we see him fire up.
See the difference in the hand position for the clean and jerk compared to the snatch.
Clean was better. Just the hands a little bit wider. Makes the jerk easier. Ooh.
Really buckling and those hips going back, and
Doesn't look at all stable, does he?
no, he doesn't. And yeah,
Position-wise is not bad. He's just buckling under the weight.
and it becomes even harder now because if nobody else wants it, he's got to come out again and follow himself.
This is not the kind of competition he would have hoped for. Just leaving the hips slightly behind the bar there.
Well, it's not to say that he can't do it at the third time of asking, but, you know, what is this going to give him? 355?
A total.
355.
Yeah.
But, you know, when you consider that he actually put in a total of 365, you can see how he's been limited. But first of all, first and foremost, he's actually got to try and pull this off.
Just notice here, in contrast to a lot of the other coaches,
Yeah, they've left him alone.
just giving him the time and the space. He knows what he's got to do. Lifters at this level should be experienced enough, should be technically competent enough, and should know what they're doing and be able to control that emotion.
And Michaela, this difference in the position when you lock on, you know, with the snatch where your hand grip is wider, and here you bring it in.
Yeah, closer grip on the clean because you need to rest the bar on your shoulders and you need to be able to get your elbows up. You can't do that with a wide grip. You'll see some lifters, as we're about to see now, as they execute the clean, they'll stand up and adjust their hands a little wider. That is simply so the bar does not have so far to travel overhead. It's great if you've got the elbow flexibility to be able to do that. Something that I always struggle with.
Now, definitely wants this. Got to get this with the minimum of fuss. And that's okay. That's the best clean for me. Now, come on, stand up, bring that left leg forward, and he's done it. He has done it. Well done. Good boy.
Oh, I don't know if he's struggling with an injury. His legs look like they buckled as he stepped backwards off the platform.
Yeah, but he's rescued the day. He hasn't got the total that he wanted. And, you know, he's left further down the table, but he's only actually at this particular moment in second place on 355. So that youngster from Azerbaijan from the B group is ahead of him by 2 kilos. Well, here's the bronze medalist from the first half of the competition, Andranik Karapetyan. He also had a setback, but he brings 167 kilos forward here, going for 191.
Well, dodgy elbow lock is going to make it very hard to hold the jerk overhead, but that one wasn't too close. It was way out in front.
And he has come down 4 kilos from his announced opening attempt at 195.
Probably missed a jerk or two in the warm-up room. Thing is, you can only bring the bar back down to a weight before it's loaded to that weight. So if the bar was already at 190, for example, you couldn't bring it any lower than that.
On average, Michaela, I mean, because it is an average because everybody's different, but to build himself up to come out for that weight, backstage in that warm-up process, starting from an empty bar, how many lifts would he have done?
Okay, so I mean, I can reel off what I would have done quite quickly, but for the guys, you're probably looking at maybe playing with a bar if they've been sat down for a while. You probably put maybe 70k straight on, up to 100, maybe 110, maybe 130, 150, 70. Probably last attempt, if he's starting on 191, would have probably been in the region of 180, 185, I would have thought.
Yeah, so just 5 to 10 kilos off.
Yeah, and the lifters will usually take around 7 or 8 sets in the warm-up room, but there won't be many reps. It will just be doubles maybe at the start, singles throughout.
That was better.
No, I don't know.
This?
He's got a soft lock, but there was movement in his left arm. He'll probably get it because he's already notified the judges of his elbows. But there we are, 2-1. Somebody picked it up.
Again, that left referee there looking at the left arm, so you were absolutely spot on. You were both looking at the same thing. So here's the right angle to watch it. And that's not helpful.
These replays are a little frustrating, to say the least.
Well, he leads 3:58. He's now taken over first place from Elikan Alegulizada from Azerbaijan. So the lead in the hands of Armenia from the junior from Armenia. Interesting that, isn't it? The junior from the B group, now the junior from the A group. And the junior from the B group should have been in this competition.
Yes, he should. And you know what? 203 from a B group. That's a huge clean and jerk, especially for a junior. But it wouldn't surprise me if that plays a part in this clean and jerk phase of the competition.
Yeah, you think he's got an outside shadow and maybe a bronze medal?
I think he may well have, yeah.
Interesting. Well, that'll embarrass a few people, won't it? But then, you know, the way the system works, maybe the coach should have put a few more kilos on and got him into the A final in this case. He should have had a little bit more confidence in his young lifter.
I think they were just being honest with what he's capable of. But that was far from convincing. 193, nowhere near from Tajian. See what happens here. Wow.
Never got it on the shoulders.
A little slow underneath the bar. Seemed to get full extension.
Now, 7th place at the halfway stage, made 2 out of 3. Youssef Mohammed Ihab. Looked good in the first half, I thought. Good drive, gets the clean. Gets
Very
the total.
quick. Very, very quick. They're quick and aggressive.
New category, moving up in weight. And learning fast.
You know, you can have all the technique in the world, but if you're lacking that aggressiveness and
really
speed.
like this. I really like the style of the whole of that team there. Really purposeful.
Absolutely.
Good job. That's whizzed him up into 3rd place in the clean and jerk, 3rd place overall. 1st place still to the Armenian, Karapetyan, and Kim Kwang Song. Now, 3 out of 3, 193 his opener here. Three kilos up on what he proposed, so like in the snatch phase, things going well backstage.
Nicely timed. Ooh, that's a long split. That makes it very difficult to recover when you go that wide. That's kind of where you need to be on top weights. So clearly this 193 was not quite as easy as he was hoping.
Yeah, You saw the relief
Well,
as he was...
you can just see him signalling to the referee that I've gone dizzy. Can't see anything. Well, that might explain the reason the jerk was like it was. Bars on his windpipe there. Small adjustment, but still very hard. Great position underneath the bar. Bar above the shoulders, shoulders above the hips. Keeps the lower back nice and safe. Good fight.
Yeah, he's on 364, and that 364 now represents a new personal best. He's a kilo up on last year when he took the silver medal, so that's good. But he did clean and jerk 200. He's improved in the snatch, so if he can keep this going, well, he should make the podium. But which step of it, well, time will tell. Now, Tajian made a complete mess of the first attempt. This is obviously better.
Better, but hard. I don't know if he's gone dizzy or if this is psychological, I'm not sure. Nonetheless, he's in a spot of bother. That's 2 failures. He needs the next one to stay in the competition and to make a total. Coach is saying, come on, what's wrong? Needs to step up on his final attempt. Clean was more convincing, but still had to work so hard to stand. No, oh, goodness me, he didn't even stop after the clean. Rushed the jerk.
Do you think it's the uncertainty? You know, he lifted 190 in this 85-kilo category earlier in the year.
No, I can see what he's trying to do here. As you stand up out of the clean, what he's trying to do is use the natural whip on the bar. So stand up, pause for a fraction of a second, and then go straight into the jerk. Use the natural whip of the bar. That's allowed, the oscillation is not. But if you do that, you don't have any time to stop, to think, to focus, and he's just rushed it, and as a result, bar's gone to ground.
So, too chancy.
I think it's too risky, and there's one person that does that and does it superbly well. Ilya Ilin.
Yeah.
He does it, stands up, split-second pause, goes straight into the jerk, uses a natural whip. Happy days.
Yeah, I'm so disappointed that he's going to desert us, and you know he's not going to be here. That 105
I'm
kilo.
I'm sure if he had the opportunity, he would apologise to you personally. It just makes us look forward to seeing him at the Olympics even more.
Absolutely. I mean, he's, you know, if the phrase "less is more" applies to anybody, it's him, because every time he comes out on the stage, he just fills the auditorium.
He does, but he's got such a reputation to uphold, and maybe he's not quite in the form that he needs to be in to take the victory here. So he's, you know, he wants to keep that 100% victory record going.
Well, 2 men have lost their opportunity already to get a total. That was Martyrossian and Reyepov of Armenia and Turkmenistan. That happened in the first half of the competition. Now, Tajian faces the same problem here. This is his last opportunity to get a ranking position in this category.
And he stands. Nope, he's gone.
So, it was almost predictable, wasn't it?
Well, none of those lifts looked convincing. I would say they got better with each one. But he's, looks like he's in some pain there as well. Good commitment on the clean, but again, very heavy to stand. Body all over the shop underneath the bar, never split wide enough. Bar was never at arm's length.
Well, Rahimov now for Kazakhstan. Out of the medals, this is the very light man of the class. 75 kilos, 88.
Solid arms. Can't tell you much about the rest from that angle, but he looked very solid in the upper body.
Yeah, it's just a real frustration that we just can't have from that head-on camera the entire lift. It really does make it very difficult to appreciate the work of these men, and that, you know, that shouldn't happen.
Clean, very good. Jerk, very nice. We're going to see a few more kilos from this young man.
Gone to 360 in second place behind Kim of the People's Republic of Korea, and now Chinawong, 5 kilo increase to take him up to 350. He's trying to move himself up from 10th place is where he lies, both in terms of the clean and jerk.
Great
and
clean.
the overall.
Nice drive to arm's length, but unfortunately he drove it forwards. If we see from the side, who knows which angle replay we're going to get, but you'll see that he'll dip forwards, let his hips come behind the bar.
This is where he ran into trouble last year in the World Championships. He had then 3 attempts at 184, and he lost all 3 of those. This, of course, an even bigger weight, 195, and it would represent a new personal best if he can get it next time around. Asian champion this year, and now to Russia and Victor Getz. Also taking a 5 kilo increase. This would boost him up to 358 kilos.
Solid clean. So tidy technically. Great lifting.
3rd place overall.
Well, 5 from 5, 1 to go. Personal best of 197. Are we going to see an attempt at 200? Big milestone for Victor Getz. Works hard on the clean. There's a few more kilos there, though. Because he's so technically proficient, you'd like to think he'd give it a good go.
Well, 195. Last chance. Yeah, this would give him a total of 350, but put this into perspective. He entered 360 as his total. Sorry, 361 as his total.
No. Well, that's disappointing. He's left back on 190.
Yeah, but again, you know, keep thinking of this young Azerbaijani lifter, Elikan Ali Gulizada. Now, you know, 357. So, you know, look at the scalps that he's taking here.
He definitely should have been in the A group. I mean, he's still placed very highly, but you see, more importantly, he's still got a chance for a medal on the jerk.
But all too often, this rather simplistic system of actually saying, right, we'll have 10 or 12 lifters in the final, and it'll be based on just the, you know, the entry totals that are put in by the coach. And there's no actual examination to whether the total that's been put in actually stands up.
Absolutely.
You know, in other words, saying, well, we haven't seen your lifter on the stage. How can you justify 3 whatever it is? Karapetian. Final attempt. Moving up 5 kilos to take him to 363.
Oh, needs to keep pushing. Is he going to stand still? He's good. That's good.
Stay on the platform. Got to put the bar down
give him
on the
down
platform.
signal.
He must have had the down signal by now, surely. Well, you can see the coach there getting absolutely frustrated.
Well, there's a down signal. Better late than never. Good lift.
Yeah,
absolutely
well, there was nothing
the right
wrong.
decision.
You know, he walked about a bit, but 196.
Well, it's catapulted him up into the silver medal position as it stands right now.
363, silver clean and jerk and silver total. But, of course, let's put this in perspective. There's still one man out there. And Lou, by the way, has put his opening weight up from 200 to 201. It's just a small increase, but nonetheless an increase. Now, it does become pretty fascinating now to see what's going to happen here. Tigran Martirosyan, by the way, and Rezebai Rehabov, who bombed out in the first half, have both retired. This is Egypt's man.
He's okay, I think.
3:59.
Well, this is Hottinger. I'm just looking at the scoreboard here thinking these guys are going to have to go some to beat the young lad from Azerbaijan from the B group. This really is going to be close.
Lou certainly's got the chance of doing that.
Well, I bet you there's one or two coaches from this group that haven't even noticed the results of the B group. It's not something you typically look for. You go out there and you look at the athletes you're competing against.
Victor Getz has put 200 as his last attempt. The young Egyptian, who I think has really earned his aeroplane ticket, hasn't he?
I think some of these lifters now will be focusing on the overall medal and not getting drawn into the battle just for the clean and jerk. I think Victor Getz, 200, way, that's realistic. His best is 197.
Kim has gone 201 for his second attempt, and Rahimov, the lightweight lifter in this class, or the lightest of the class, 200.
Whoa.
That's his second attempt. That's Victor Getz.
Yeah, Victor Getz. I think we've just seen a 205 go down for Victor Getz. That is risky.
Yeah, but maybe they're all alert now. Maybe some of those who weren't so alert are now alert.
I tell you what they've done.
Yeah.
It looks like everybody's conspiring against China right now. They've all increased their starting weights, which is forced
Lou out.
And he's not ready. He is definitely not ready. Whether he's even finished his warm-up, who knows, but he's just had a quick run.
Well, now we need to see the clock, don't we? Because I can't...
He's okay. He's stopped to pause, so he knows how long he's got. He's in control of that. But that, whether that's a conspiracy against China, I don't know. But that's caught him out.
30 seconds. Well, there we have it.
Who knows? Did he even get his last warm-up attempt in? Oh, wow. Okay, attempting a squat jerk. Nothing looked explosive, nothing looked dynamic. But, you know, let's make an assumption that he's maybe missed his last warm-up attempt or he was rushed. He was certainly rushed to the platform.
Well, there's a couple of men on 201 who've yet to come out. One for his second attempt, that would be Kim. And just keeping an eye to see on Kim whether he puts the weight up.
Just look there, just collapsed a little in the bottom position of the jerk.
So
Great leg
Kim's
strength,
coming out at 201. Now this is an 8-kilo increase. Now I know we're beginning to build up in the weights, but 8 kilos, it's a significant question. 201, this is a kilo more than he achieved last year in the World Championships. So it's a personal best, second attempt.
Good work. No, forwards. Well, I reckon somebody's woken up in the warm-up room and seen what went on in the B group.
But are there a few wrong assessments going on here?
I don't know. I think you've got to be looking at, yes, the scoreboard and what's needed for the medals, but also what is your athlete capable of? Do you really want to be pushing them several kilos above anything they've done before? However, Kim there, he's capable of that weight. That's definitely a weight he can do.
Yeah, but might it have been better instead of the 8 kilos to take a slightly adjusted, not 5 kilos then, say, and put the other one on afterwards?
Hindsight is a great thing.
Now,
this is a nervous man right now. Very experienced. He knows how to deal with this kind of pressure, and no doubt he's been in this position before. But
second
the pressure is on.
Take precedence, and that's why the Egyptian lifter, who's on 201 as well, will be his third attempt now. Lou,
he needs this.
Yeah, and certainly, as you say, effectively they did catch him out, you know, with all the changes. And it's unusual for the Chinese coaches to get caught like that.
The coaches didn't get caught out. They responded immediately. But it's, you know, dealing with the changes.
So 2:01. Remember, he doesn't have a total at the moment. The Olympic champion, triple world champion. That's much better.
Oh no, he's in trouble. Maybe he's tempting fate with those gold lifting boots. They are pretty special for a special lifter. But one attempt remaining, he's in the same.
Well, remember, you know, he only had 4 kilo advantage over Kim. But Kim had that failure. At the moment, you know, it's Kim sitting in first place on 364. And Karapetyan, who's finished his lifting, the Armenian junior on 362. And now the Egyptian, he's coming out now on 2:01. This represents a 4 kilo increase. This would take him to 363. Obviously, it would lift him up into first place in the clean and jerk, and it would put him into overall silver. Yes, I think so. I think so. Yes, 3 whites. Seventh at the halfway stage.
Now, come on, David, you told everybody yesterday what I did when I put my thumb down. What did I do before he went on to for that lift?
Well, that is a fantastic series from him.
Absolutely
5 out of 6. A massive personal best all the way through the competition. 363, lies second in the clean and jerk and second overall. But still, the youngster from Azerbaijan leads the clean and jerk. Now Kim out here. This is his last attempt, and it's an 8 kilo increase again to take him to 372.
Oh, short, but he's managed to nail the clean. Can he hold the jerk?
Can he get that? Can he hold it there? Now, is he going to get a majority decision, or is he going to get 3 whites?
No, he's fine. 3 whites.
3 whites. And he goes to 372 now. Still, though, in terms of the clean and jerk, Elikan Aligulezada of Azerbaijan leads the whole of this competition with 203 kilos. So, 201.
Well, I'll tell you now, this guy from the B group has guaranteed himself a medal on the clean and jerk.
Yeah.
Lou cannot go ahead of him.
Victor Getz is still out there.
Well.
But Victor Getz has put 202. He hasn't put 203. But this is Lou, and this is crucial.
Absolutely. This lift to stay in the competition.
I can't remember him being in this situation ever before in his entire career.
This is a champion can pull it out when it matters. Come on, then. Clean is no problem.
Now drive.
No,
he can't drive.
He's gone.
He's gone out of. He's nowhere.
Oh wow. Well, there's your Olympic champion. There's your multiple world champion. There's your guy in the gold shoes. He's just bombed out.
And so, at this moment in time, Kim Kwang Song on 372 kilos is in that gold medal position. And there's no one who's going to take that away from him. The Egyptian, this is Youssef Mohammed Ihab on 363. Now 7 kilos for Victor Getz would take him up to 365, which would get him ahead of the Egyptian.
It's great to see the shots in the warm-up room as well. Mohammed of Egypt, who has just had that tremendous, huge personal best of 2:01. He's sat in a medal position. He can't do any more. It's a horrible place to be, just watching and waiting.
You know, here, you know, 365, right. So Karapetian is the man who really could lose out because he could be pushed off the overall podium with his 363. And the Egyptian could be pushed down. And you've got the B group guy somewhere. I wish we had a camera to see him. But this is pretty crucial now. 7 kilo increase, which is going to take him to 365.
And a personal best by 5 kilos. Oh, brilliant.
Clean. He is a good technician. This was 6 out of 6.
No.
Not to be. And he misses out. And the championship, well, there is one man who's still lurking as well. And that's Nijat Rahimov. 207 kilos.
You see Mohammed in picture now. He's guaranteed a medal. What a result. See, it is great to see some surprises. It's never nice to see lifters bomb out though.
Right, but it's not quite over yet. Look at this. This is a big, big lift.
12 kilo increase from his first attempt. His first attempt was solid though.
Yeah. So 12 kilos to go to 372, and by virtue of lighter body weight, nick the gold medal away from Kim. In
15 kilos above his best on this kind of platform. Great clean. There's your gold.
Unbelievable.
Wow.
Unbelievable. He's stolen the gold and he's pushed Kim into the silver medal position for the 3rd consecutive World Championship. I'm just, yeah, because he weighed in at 75.88, Kim 76.76.
Well, he's still got one attempt left, David. That's 207. We see the coaches running back. Do you know where they're going to go next?
Oh, they go world.
It's got to be what?
World record.
211 for an attempt at the world record, which has stood for how many years?
You do not look how this competition has turned round.
Oh, you would never have bet on this. Absolutely gutted.
How often would you see a 12 kilo increase?
It's a huge personal best. Are they going for it? You can't remember what the world record is.
It's well, that's 210, but they're just buying time.
Yeah, they're buying time now.
Yeah,
So
they're going to go for it.
Well,
but they want another, yeah.
The bar will automatically go up to 208. The clock stops when the bar is loaded. As soon as the clock restarts, they've now changed it to 210. The clock stops.
Yeah.
As soon as the bar is reloaded, as soon as that clock starts, they're going for it.
So the situation at the moment is, and you don't see this very often, that Nijat Rahimov has stolen the gold medal from Kim. At the moment, he leads 372. He can't be beaten. The championship title is his. Kim Kwan Song, for the 3rd consecutive championship, is going to have to settle for overall silver. And it is Youssef Mohammed Ihab who takes the overall bronze and is still in 3rd place in the clean and jerk bronze. And the man who's really missed out is Andranik Karapetian, who got a bronze medal for Armenia in the snatch phase and is now lying in 4th place on 363 and has lost out on the bronze medal position by virtue of his heavier body weight. But this is an attempt on Oleg Perepchenov's clean and jerk world record set in Slovakia in Trenčín at the European Championships in 2001. It stands at 210 kilos. This is the extra kilo to take the world record. He has won the 77 kilo championship of the world. Can he take now one of the longest standing records? Can he clean it?
Oh.
No. And Perepchenov holds on to that record yet again. But Nijat Rahimov has pulled off a shock victory here, because to be perfectly honest, Michaela, I don't think either you or me thought that that 12-kilo increase was actually going to be achieved.
Do you know what? We would not have put him in the medals, looking at the start list, looking at his credentials in the past. But that is a sign of a champion, somebody that can pull out the weights when it matters, can lift out of their comfort zone, attempt a weight that he's never attempted before. That was just brilliant. And you know what? He's one of the best technicians we've seen in this competition, and he's just been tremendously consistent all the way through. Great
5 out
result.
of 6, and he's exceeded his entry total by some 11 kilos. And so the title goes to Kazakhstan. This is the situation in the clean and jerk. And look at that, Elkan Aligulizada of Azerbaijan in the B group, the junior world record holder on 2:03, taking the clean and jerk silver ahead of the Egyptian Mohammed there. And, well, that'll wake a few people up, you know, because I think we've been cheated. I think we should have seen that effort, you know, as part of the introduction, to see, you know, that effort of 2:03. And it's a pity we haven't, but he will be on the stage to collect that silver medal. As for the championship, what an outstanding finish. What a surprise. By body weight alone, it is Rahimov who denies Kim, who must have been thinking, this championship will finally be mine. And the Olympic champion and triple world champion bombs out in the clean and jerk, and the title is lost for China.